Peaceful greetings and welcome to the channel. I am peaceful, and anytime I get up here and I talk about the punani, this is the Peaceful Pum Pum session. Peaceful Pum Pum is really just a mission to bring peace to Pum Pums worldwide. The topic that I want to discuss first is some natural ways to boost fertility. I realize that, there are a lot of women who would love to conceive and are having a hard time conceiving naturally. And so we might go over to doctors and the way science is set up nowadays, and we might take unnatural drugs and do things that are unnatural to conceive before we try the natural way first, So here are some top ways to naturally boost for your fertility. And the top way would be to change how you eat. You don't want to eat a whole bunch of dead things. You don't want to eat a whole bunch of cook things or process things. You want to start eating more natural stuff. As a woman, you are a womb, which means, and you want to be fruitful. The whole point is to be fruitful. So you are a fruit in your own way, because you are the tree that produces the fruit, and so in yourself you are a fruit. Anyway, and in that case, what I was leading to is that you need to eat more raw live foods, like eating fruit on a daily basis if you can, and being mindful that you're eating seeded fruit and not seedless fruit, because seedless fruit is genetically modified. And I mean, just the sound of it alone, you want to create many seeds, and yet eating something seedless doesn't even sound like it supports the mission of what you're looking to achieve. So eating lots of fruit, eating lots of salad, eating lots of raw food, cutting way back on like processed foods, so snacks and cookies and crackers and cakes and all that stuff with all that sugar, because sugar is a top pum pum destroyer. Sugar goes in there and completely kind of destroys the function of the pum pum. So you really just want to be on natural. You don't want nothing with no sugar, no white sugar, no brown sugar, not even really no cane sugar, but really just getting your natural sugar from your fruit, because it's two different things. Processed sugar and there's natural sugar that occurs in fruit. So eating lots of live foods, you want that to be your top thing. The next would be staying hydrated. A lot of pum pums are suffering too, because you're not taking in enough water, especially for my smokers and my drinkers and stuff like that. Of course, you want to cut back on so much smoking and drinking. Thing with smoking is smoking dries you out. A lot of women who smoke, it dries out their wombs. So in women who smoke, like drastically, and this is if you're smoking like cigarettes and stuff, or even if you're just smoking ganja but you're using tobacco, like what do they even call those things, like cigarellos and stuff like that. And if you're smoking Black and Wilds and cigarettes, you're really far gone. No offense, but you really need to understand that you do it for your nerves, but as in regards to your fertility, it's not something that's benefiting you at all. The average woman who smokes a lot, her womb is getting dried out. So you could be 23 years old, you've been smoking every day, your womb could be prematurely aged. Like you could be walking around at a young age with a womb that's a lot older than you, because of the habits that you have, basically. So eating a lot more fruit, cutting back on substances, smoking and drinking, any other substances is I don't even know. I wouldn't do it if I was you, especially not if you're trying to conceive. I can't imagine that anybody is trying to conceive and, doing coke or taking Xanax, because it's you can't be trying to if you're doing that. It doesn't even add up. The next thing you want to do is you want to introduce yourself, your um, your body and your womb to herbs. A lot of you are not infertile. A lot of y'all, there's not a big problem. There's no tubal blockages. There isn't super big hormonal issues, or you're probably ovulating. You know what I'm saying? The problem is that you don't have no minerals in your pum pum, so the pum pum can't work and do what it needs to do. So like getting started on taking herbs is a very, very top thing, because you'll know that if you just start putting herbs in the body, especially if you've never had none before, and I'm talking about like womb wellness herbs. I'm talking about like red raspberry, damiana, dandelion, gongo lily, like lavender, chamomile, like all these herbs. You're gonna start filling your body up with minerals that your body isn't getting from the food that you're eating, and that is going to be a big boost. A lot of women will start taking herbs, start being more mindful, start taking these herbs like red raspberry leaf, which is just overall great for the womb. Should be taken at all times. Should be given to our daughters when they start when they come into womanhood and they start their periods. Like it's a top. It gets rid of cramps. It cleanses like your uterus, your cervix. It tightens. It does so much. So taking red raspberry leaf, also damiana goes in and balances the hormones. So like for women who hormones are not balanced, and that's why they're not getting pregnant, because your progesterone levels won't rise up high enough to support pregnancy, and that's just simply why you're not conceiving. You know what I'm saying? Balancing your hormones is gonna be great. So just going ahead and taking some damiana, some red raspberry leaf, you won't even realize how just taking these herbs is gonna boost your chance for fertility so much, because a lot of you just don't have a big problem. You just are mineral deficient, basically. You know what I'm saying? And then all right, after that, so you take your herbs, you start eating better, you take your herbs, you cut out the things that are no good for you, and then okay, it's about healthy relationships. Sometimes you gotta assess where you're at. Are you in a space mentally, physically, emotionally? Because if you're like, really, a woman never has to try to conceive. You know what I'm saying? Like conception is something that just happens. And sometimes if you're trying to conceive and you're not in the right place, whether that is mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or even like literally like where you're at with your partner and the person that you're trying to conceive with, things aren't going to work out. And it's almost don't seem fair, because some people, plenty of people have babies with people that they don't even like and don't even want to be with. And you know what I'm saying? But spirit, on a spiritual level, is different. So you have to make sure that you're in a place where you want to be. I know, get into my story personally, I lost a child in 2020. After that, I wanted to conceive really badly. Because I guess it was like, what is that called? Like the grief making me want to conceive really badly. And I had to realize to myself, and it took years, of not conceiving. And I had to realize to myself, like, I don't really want a baby. You know what I'm saying? I just am grieving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really need that in my life right now, another small child. But I was just grieving, and the grief made me feel like I wanted something that I didn't need. So whatever you need, spirit is always going to make sure you get. You know, and sometimes you just need to do a little bit of work. And sometimes what you're asking for is what you're not ready for yet. You know what I'm saying? So being mindful about that. Getting into spiritual is a whole nother thing that we have to get into on another day. But as far as physically, top ways to boost fertility. Next would be increasing circulation down there. So like, you know, a man can't get hard if there's no blood flow down there. So a lot of men, especially in this day and age, are being diagnosed with erectile dysfunction because there are blockages in their blood flow and they're not getting hard. Even though your thing looks different, blockages in blood flow for you, and lack of circulation down there could also be a reason why you're not being able to conceive quickly. You know what I'm saying? Or just at all. You know what I'm saying? So like yoga, massages, and all that type of stuff are going to be really great. You doing it yourself, acts of love, you know, your partner giving you massages, like pelvic massages to boost circulation. If you could find a real one, castor oil is really good for getting deep into the tissues and boosting circulation. Castor oil is also can be used for like getting rid of fibroids and cysts and stuff like that too. So, but you have to get a real one. We have a real one here at Lioness Presents, like from IT itself. But I know I've ordered one in America before and it was not a real one. I never even experienced real castor oil until I left the United States. So that stuff that they're just selling, even for the high price, and they're saying it's real and organic, farm grown, don't go for it. Like, you need that real stuff in order for it to really work, you know. And sometimes it's real, but it's processed, so it's not as good as the one that they make on the island, and where mama is hand pressing those castor you know, little beans herself and squeezing them. You know what I'm saying? Complete difference. The energy that's put into it and everything versus the ones that are being mass produced. They have a different smell, a different color. So you have to get an authentic one. You can get an authentic one with me, or you can look around and find your own. But yeah. So I mean, I guess that's enough top ways. Oh, another way is to get those rising, when the sun rises, the rays of the sun during sunrise actually help to support ovulation. So, and also having intercourse in the rising boosts the chance for conception as well. So like getting that sunlight. I know all the ways to conceive are just like natural ways for you to just take care of yourself, because you have to learn how to take care of yourself, to take care of your womb, to then even know how to take care of the fruits of your womb, you know. So eating better, which means eating more live foods, cutting back on all the junk, the soda, the sugar, the starch, the candy, the cake, everything that is all around us today, and really just being diligent and just eating live, healthy food. Your body will thank you so much, and I guarantee your skin will start glowing, your periods will be lighter, your ovulations, you will notice them more, just from eating better, you know. Next is cutting back on any substances too much, you know what I'm saying, smoking cigarettes and stuff like that. Like I said, smoking dries you out, even drinking and stuff like that too. So you want to cut back on, and any other hardcore drugs, you don't want to really do those at all when you're trying to conceive. Of course, a little ganja never hurt nobody, but also it's like how you doing it, you know what I'm saying? Because smoking is not necessarily always the way, and then also what you're smoking in is definitely not the way, you know, sometimes depending on what you do. And next is the herbs. Introducing the herbs is going to help boost the fertility a lot. So going back over some top womb wellness herbs again, we have a raspberry leaf, we have dandelion, we have damiana, we have chamomile, we have vitex or chasteberry, and so many more. And all these herbs you can shop for with me at Lioness Presents, and you can find them other places as well. And having intercourse during the rising, increasing circulation and movement down there. So that looks like shaking, you know what I'm saying, like stretching really, like loosen it up, shaking, like what they call it twerking, but it's not really that. It's just natural movement helps to increase circulation down there in your hips, all of that, you know what I'm saying, and pelvic floor massages and yoga positions and stuff like that. Getting sunlight, them rising sun rays, but also just getting a lot more sun in general to get your vitamin D levels up. You never need to take a capsule for vitamin D, you just need to go in the sun. So you know what I'm saying. And there's a lot of ways to help just naturally boost fertility, and I would recommend that you try these things. Like, try natural things before you start feeling down and outs and you go outside of yourself to do something that your body for generations and centuries has been doing naturally, you know, because it's just something that you need to tap into and wake up, you know. And so yeah, thank you for getting through the video. I'll creating more peaceful poom poom content to come. And if you are currently on your journey trying to conceive, or if you tried any of these things and they work, leave a heart in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I'm going to put links in the description so that you can go to the website. On our website, you can view a lot of the herbs that I just spoke about and a full list of their benefits. Like, so yeah. Thanks for watching.